Hey guys, Mike here, Affluent Journeys. Guess what? I am back at the Marble Sno-Park here in southern Washington, just up the hill from Cougar. And I'm doing my toughest race ever. It's going to be the Volcanic 50. It's a 50K all the way around Mount St. Helens. Alright guys, I'm not going to film too much here on the first descent. You can see it on my Bigfoot 20 video that I have here on the channel. And then I'll meet you at the top. Alright, 2.19 miles and 28 minutes in. Right, about 2.8 miles in and 3,800 feet. This is where we start the main climb up to around 49 or 5,000 feet. So this is the tough part here. All right, we're just under 4 miles in, hour and 2 minutes. We're about 4,700 feet. We just made our turn off the first big climb. And I stopped to put on sunscreen on my legs and got passed by that whole group right up there. All right, we got Mount St. Helens, we got Mount Hood, Mount Jefferson over there.
Is that Mount Hood?
Yeah, and then now we're at 6.18 miles in, hour 39, 48, 60 elevation, and a big long downhill into the first aid station here. All right, just maybe 2 minutes there at the aid station, a little longer than I hoped. I got a nice precision gel, and we'll continue on with a nice steady descent. 6.1 miles to the next one, so that should be it, mile 13 or so. This isn't really an A race for me. I want to do it more for the adventure, so I think I'm going to do 7 or 8 hours maybe, I'm not sure. And then we'll see what I get. But I'm a little sore from the past couple days. I was back there at Mount Hood, right there. Got a lot of vert and a little too much running, so my legs have been sore even until this morning from all the extra vert that I was doing there at Mount Hood. All right, so let's get started and quit talking. The race is on. Right at mile 8, real sketchy part. Some people might run here and drop off the cliff, but you have to go up and around like this. To here, and then off we go. 2 hours, 6 minutes. All right, about a 3/4 of a mile descent from mile 8. Now we got the rope deal here, and then back up the other side. All right, we're at 4,500 feet, 2 hours 34, and exactly 10 miles in. All right, just down from that last picture a little bit. 3,600 feet of vert is complete, so that's about half of the vert. We're about a mile 11 or 12. Okay, just out of the second aid station, 12.30 miles, 3:04. And we had a big descent there through the woods from 4,700 feet down to 3,600 feet. Now we're crossing down here through the river somewhere, down that way along the river. All right, mile 13.45. 3 hours 28 minutes. All right, big climb there up to about 4,500 feet, so about a 1,000-foot climb. Now we're at 13.7 miles, 3 hours 33. Great views. All right, 15.6 at 357. We're about 4,100 feet of elevation, and we're about 2/3 of the way done with the vert. So we're about 4,900 feet of total vert, and there's 72 in total, so a bit more to go. So hopefully I can hit 8 hours, maybe 9 if I slow down. Getting tired on the last descent, that kind of thing. Always a chance. Not a good one, but there is a chance. $16.65 miles in, pretty much on the back side of the mountain. All right, we're at 3,800 feet of elevation. You can see the whole blast area there. And we're at 18.78 miles in, 454. So I don't think I'm going to make 8 hours. Just going to take it easy so I don't feel terrible any more than I need to in the next couple days. All right, 20.37 miles in, 5 hours 22. All right, everybody's here at the aid station. And right now we're 2/3 of the way through, 20.8, 5 hours 30 minutes.
Hey, fans.
And that being said, I feel pretty good. Toes feel pretty good. I think I'm gonna have one blister on the second toe on the right foot from kicking a rock. The Pretty Joe's pros are working very well. I'm happy with that. Got a little lake down there behind us. And then Mount Rainier is back there behind that mountain. 21.77, 5 hours 48. Just made it up that steep climb. I think that was the steepest climb of the day. About a 300-foot climb. And about 600 feet of vert left to do. It's all downhill from there. There's I guess that's Mount Hood again. It's about 3/4 of the way around. Uh, 23.32 miles in, 6:07 is the time, or 6 hours 7 minutes. What, 8 miles to go. All right, just out of the final aid station. Nice people there. And so that's 24.47 miles, 6 hours 24 minutes out of that aid station. And almost done with the vert. We got about, 400 feet of vert to go. And then 2,000 feet of... Okay, we got 400 feet of vert to go. And then about 2,000 feet of descent, which is going to be rough. 8 miles to go. So we just came up along there and then down this really sketchy thing here. And look at this, you have to drop right where that guy is. And then down into the ravine there and up around here. And I caught up with that guy, but I got to catch him again. 25.4, 6 hours 43. All right, we hit pretty much all of the vert, 72.37, so I think it's all downhill from here. That's 7 miles to go. All right, marathon in at 6:59. 5 miles to go from here. Bombs away. Sketchy trails. All right, the girl was right in front of me at the start, and I didn't see her until mile 27. All right, we're at 3,800 feet elevation. We had a lot more vert than I expected. 7,600. Yeah, we're at 28 miles and 7 hours 27 minutes. So let's concentrate on going down towards the finish, towards this raunchy rock field. Legs feel pretty good. Prodigio Pros are performing admirably. I think I'm only end up with 1 or 2 blisters. One from sliding off the trail on my left big toe here, and then my second toe there kicked the rock. I might kick some more on the way down. All right, rock and roll. I'm almost 30 miles in, and I don't think I'm going to hit the 8 hours now. Up we go. Got to bust the poles back out again. All right, exactly 30 miles in, 8 hours 06, so definitely no 8-hour finish. I don't know what the distance here, but it's a lot more than 31 like they have advertised on their website. I still feel decent. Legs don't hurt too much. The hiking kind of helps save the legs, but of course it takes a lot longer. I think we're going to be making our way down there. Nice waterfall I'd like to jump in.
Waterfall's right behind you?
Yeah. All right, so 3 hours 28. The nice lady says it's 2.1 miles from here, so that should be 32.4. And we have about 1,000 feet or so of descent from here. Yep, almost exactly 1,000 in 2 miles. So that's a pretty strong dip downwards. All right, just about 1.1 miles to go. Nice little cool forest road. Weather was nice today. Around 55 to start, and then a cool breeze around the mountain. Kept everything nice. So if you haven't already, please make sure to hit like on the video. Subscribe here to Affluent Journeys. Give me a follow on Instagram and Facebook. My main business is luxury cruises, so you can see all my over 400 cruise ship video tours on my YouTube channel. And then of course give me a follow on Strava. My account is private, but if you make a request, I'll honor it, and then you can see my runs and races and that kind of stuff. All right, half mile to the finish. I'm at 8 hours 34 minutes, 32.16, so a little longer than what she said. Flowers and weeds have been beautiful. Everything's in bloom. By the way, today will be my toughest day in terms of vertical gain, over 8,000 feet. I think I've only done 5, or maybe I did 6,000 once in one day at a race. So a big increase on the vert, and then also time. My longest race before this, I think, was 7 hours 48 minutes at the Eldon Crest 39-mile race a few years back for their Vipa around Flagstaff. I see the building there. We're at 8 hours 38.
All right, coming over from
All right, guys, 32:61 and 8 hours 38. Thank you.
Good job.